Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought today we would talk about a devlog that Gadget has released about the new radar control screen that is going to be coming in the next major updates. What we'll also do in this video is have a look at a bunch of the camos that are going to be added to a bunch of the aircraft and also some of the tanks. And a lot of the aircraft camos especially look really nice, and it looks like they're going to be doing some Twitch drop stuff with it too. Remember, the esports stuff is going on right now, and you can get access to the good old Twitch drop stuff, whether it's premium time or whether it's camos, so you can kind of get involved. So in this video, we'll cover both things and kind of give my thoughts on the radar stuff and just kind of look at the cool skins too. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. Let's get started. So with a bunch of the radar systems coming in the next major updates, Gadget has actually worked on a radar control screen. What this basically is a massive UI update for a lot of radar machines, and it's going to be coming to a ton of ground vehicles, which I think is generally pretty fun. Basically, the center of the screen shows the Plan Position Indicator, or PPI. This displays targets, marks in polar coordinates, and then on the PPI, targets are numbered with special indexes that are saved until the target is lost. And when the target is detected again, it will be assigned a new free index in addition for advanced radars and TWS modes and the ability to use NCTR. The target marks contain information about the speed vector, a small line, and also a type, so be it a plane, helicopter, or a fired munition. So by simply clicking on the target in the PPI screen, you can aim the sight at it or switch the capture and can even fire. So basically what you have is just a setup where you can just see everything that's kind of flying around in the air, which is really cool. It basically means you can intercept what you want and, click all the buttons to be able to, go after it. It feels very RTS-y instead of the way that Warthunder usually goes. There's also a sight view in the top left that obviously just kind of displays what you can see. It was a little bit buggy on the dev server, but I'm sure it'll get fixed. You can also use MVDs or thermals on this side view, which I think is really cool. There's also an elevation azimuth indicator, which obviously displays the azimuths and altitudes of all found targets. And for radars which have the NCTR capability, target type marks are also displayed there, so you'll be able to see what's going on. And then there's the target list, which is in the top right corner, which basically shows you all of the detected targets that you can see on the screen, which I think generally is also very, very good. The whole system kind of feels very much like a battle kind of sector setup. So you have all of these like different things which are working together, and therefore you can kind of use it as a way of targeting a lot of vehicles in the air. Then also you have the controls of the thing. So directly under the PPI, there are two panels that show all the controls, one with the radar and one with the fire control buttons. So for radar control, you can turn the search radar on and off. You can switch between radar and IRST and also change the search modes and the scope scale. You can also select a target and acquire it, and for the fire control, you can launch missiles, turn the missile seeker on and off, and also for SPAs with guns, capture the target and fire at it. The guns will receive automatic guidance to lead the point on the target tracker by the sensor. Now, I tried this on the dev server. It didn't work very well, but I'm guessing it will be a little bit better in time. So that will be quite nice. And once again, the controls are all there to be able to, use. And generally, when it comes to the system, it works really, really well. There's a problem with this system, though, and you may have kind of figured it out. This whole thing looks great if you're in a PvE game and you're not facing anybody on the ground. But the issue that you have when it comes to Warthunder, and I'm feeling it's going to become more of an issue with this vehicle type, is you're going to park it somewhere and then you're going to set up this screen, you're going to be using it because it's obviously much more interesting than, just looking at the sky, and you're just going to get bonked by a tank. most maps that you play, especially the top tier of the game, are not big maps. Like most people actually choose the smaller maps. So it's all well and good having these screens and kind of setting up and going around stuff. But if you can't see the ground, you don't know what is, going after you, and you don't know what's happening. What I would actually add to this screen is a tactical map. So you could see if you have allies around the area. So you could kind of defend yourself around them and then keep yourself alive. Because I feel like with these SAM systems, they're being seen as a way of countering air, which is very true. But you got to remember, at the end of the day, there's also a lot of stuff on the ground which can go after you as well. So you have to be very careful about those things. And if you're stuck in this screen and you're not really paying attention to what's going on when it comes to the ground, you're just going to get bonked or you're going to get artilleried. Because remember, these things have absolutely no armor. So you're just going to get artilleried over and over and over again, and you're just going to die. But the screen itself is really cool, and the fact that they're making AA more interesting to play is a very positive thing, because that's also been one of the problems with SPAA over time. It isn't just the fact that it is something which is, kind of like a second spawn or a third spawn thing because you can't deal with tanks. It's also the fact that it's pretty dull to play. So with more stuff to click, with more stuff to look at, with more stuff to work out, it'll be easier to intercept not just planes and helicopters, but also, kind of armaments that they throw out. But at the same time, it also, gives you something to visually look at instead of just staring at the sky. When it comes to new skins, which are added to the files, there's a bunch of them, which I suppose shouldn't be too surprising. Usually, when they add skins to the files, this is kind of one of the nails in the coffin of the dev server and the opening of the update. And it's really cool to see a lot of these. When they did the dev server this week, it felt like they were very much fine-tuning a lot of stuff and getting things ready and then kind of going from there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this update next week. The major thing that kind of made me realize it wasn't going to come out this week was when they did the Hornet pre-order, because obviously they want to sell some of those. There's probably going to be a MiG-29 sniper pre-order as well, and then maybe even some other stuff, such as, the C-34 or something like that. But with the camos, these are the ones which are available, or going to be available in the next major update. First of all, you have the F2A. This one has an ESP-TD. This is a Twitch drop camo, so this kind of indicates that the update is going to come out soon, because we're in the midst of a tournament right now when it comes to the esports side of things. And usually, in order to promote the tournament and get people to watch it, they actually have Twitch drops. And this is going to be the Twitch drop skin for one of them, which is kind of fun. The F2A ADTW is also getting a red 501 camo. It's the test squadron camouflage. You also have the F35 WDNS getting a red camo, which looks really nice. I mean, I don't know what it is, but sometimes it's just really cool to see just some kind of bright red, or like bright yellow or bright orange camos on things. Like the Leopard 2, for example, the Dutch one, which was painted orange. It just looks really fun. Then for the FA-18Cs for Germany, basically the Swiss ones, you have a Tiger camouflage for the early, and then for the late, you have two others. You have the Air 14, which is the anniversary camouflage, and also the Tiger, which is the Tiger's camouflage too, which I feel like we have a similar one for the Americans on that side, but I might be wrong about that. The L39ZA gets the Ruz 91, which is a bicolor camouflage. Kind of interesting with that vehicle, how they're giving it gun pods, so it should be quite fun to see how that one goes. And then also the NF5A is getting an anniversary camouflage, the Canada 419 one, which has a red and a white livery. Then you have the RAH66A. This one's getting a bicolor one, giving it more of a desert vibe. The Z10A in Warthunder, which is coming in. This one is getting the Thunder camouflage, which looks very similar to its standard camouflage. And then also the CSSA5 is getting a digital camouflage, and the Leclerc MSC is getting an ESP-TD Twitch drop camouflage. So those look like those are going to be two of the vehicles that are going to be the Twitch drop ones. So the F2 and the Leclerc, which once again shouldn't be a surprise. They're trying to promote it as much as possible to get people to watch it. And really the only effective way they've kind of shown to do that is through Twitch drops, because I don't know what's going on with the rest of it, but it just doesn't seem to garner any support or interest. So, you know, if they just keep pumping out little camos here and there to try and get people interested, turns out it works, and people will just sit there, put the stream on the background, and do other stuff at the same time. Works really well. But those are the camos that are coming in. They all look very beautiful, all look really nice, and hopefully we can see the updates soon. It's also nice to learn about the radar control screen, and hopefully as that goes on, that becomes more and more useful as we go. And let me know your thoughts on the camos. Let me know your thoughts on also the radar control screen. Are you going to use it, or is it one of those things that you're worried about dealing with ground vehicles at the same time? Because there's no real way of tracking those while you're in these screens. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Warthunder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.